Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Junior.
And I'm drinking.
And we're
The Nerdy Bros. Welcome back to the show, everybody. The show where you get all your nerdy needs. Well, hopefully most of the nerdy needs. I'd like to be as nerdy as possible, and even maybe more so.
Delicious.
Should I just do that? And do you think
Did
that'll
someone
get
say
annoying?
Beveragino?
Did someone say Beveragino? I think that'd be just every time I take a sip, just right into it.
No.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
What if I don't know how loud it's gonna be?
What if it's not? Well, I don't think is that loud.
Yeah, but it's just annoying.
That's not art. That's just annoying.
Squidward to SpongeBob?
Yes. What is that? Is that not episode 1? The one where he blows bubbles? No, the first episode is the one where he goes get the spatula with
Mr. Krabs, come check out your new employee.
Mister. Having a wonderful time.
What's that guy's name? Tiny Tim?
Who?
The guy who sings that song.
Oh,
right?
God, I don't know. But it's like...
Living in this one night,
that one.
living a wonderful time.
I think it like showed up in like another cartoon too, but I don't know what it is.
Probably. Tiny Tim is a weird motherfucker. I don't even know if he's still alive, but...
Nah, I didn't even know who it was. Do you know any of his other songs?
No.
All right,
Yes,
well then.
Tiptoeing.
Tiptoe through the window. Oh, yeah, 100%. That's him. Yeah,
that's him.
That's right.
Scary.
Is that also in SpongeBob or no?
I think so, probably.
No, I'm just going to think of it. No. Immediately I think of stepping on the beat. Then they play that like fucking techno song in the background.
Yeah.
Oh, Vine.
SpongeBob.
Oh, SpongeBob, why? Mrs. Puff. Okay. Right away. Why haven't we done a SpongeBob episode yet? That's not what this is.
You're wearing yellow.
This is. Oh, yeah, it is. But our younger brother Brian brought me another One Piece shirt.
Nice.
You got me one with Luffy on the front. This one has Luffy on the back. Hey, I'm not turning around, guys. Anyways, guys, welcome back to the show. Hope everyone enjoyed last week's episode. As always, Junior and I enjoyed doing it. What did we do last week? Oh, that was the Dreamcast. We played Sega Dreamcast live. We got it all on a capture.
I looked it up afterward because I was like, "What was a Sega Dreamcast?"
It was a game station, Junior.
Yeah. I mean, I know what it was. I just didn't know what it looked like. Is what I meant.
I think the only game I remember playing on it, I think was a game called like Crazy Taxi.
It looked like a crossover between a Nintendo and a PlayStation.
Did Sega got like absorbed by Nintendo, right?
Sega. I don't know.
I don't know what's wrong with my voice there. Sega. What was your favorite intro to like video game consoles? Do you remember any of them?
Sega had Sega.
Yeah, but do you remember any other ones?
PlayStation 2.
No, GameCube. And then there was a bunch of vines for that too, or just a bunch of videos where they just changed what happened when that cube finally hit. Someone made a video where it's just that GameCube theme music and it goes on forever and ever, and you're like, when is this gonna stop? And then when it finally does stop, you realize that someone had like taken little cubes and pretty much drawn a giant picture of Africa, and then Africa by Toto starts playing.
When is this going to end? Good stuff. Yeah, that's all I remember. That one.
Yeah.
Oh, the PlayStation's, the first one was like,
yeah. That just actually, wait, was that it, or was that what, isn't that THQ? No. What was the...
No. You're thinking about THX.
Oh, it is THX, yeah. That one was a super loud one, too.
Yeah. Now, I had it in my head, and now I forgot it.
No. I don't think...
20th Century Fox.
Yes, yeah.
There's
that one, too.
PS3
and
PS...
PS...
time that happens now, I can't help but think of Ralph Wiggum.
Yeah, from the Simpsons movie.
Yeah.
Simpsons movie on the big screen.
What the fuck are we even talking about?
I don't know. We've tangented into almost nothing that we're going to be talking about today. But, anyways, guys, as we were saying, hope you guys enjoyed last week's episode. I know
I remember THX now. It was burn.
Yeah, and then it happens in like the Minion movie at the beginning, and it like blows all of them away. Papoy, papoy. Papoy.
Banana.
Banana. Bottom.
We haven't even been drinking. Like, we didn't start before this.
We
literally just started.
We apologize to our good friend James. He's been expecting the drunk cast forever, and like we just started. This is not the drunk cast. We'll be drunk and or wasted one of these episodes eventually, and we'll see what happens on that.
And
episode.
it probably won't get put up because we'll end up saying something stupid. Like, whoops, we shouldn't have said that.
Anywho, guys,
This is a part of the episode.
this is
I was like, you forgot?
the start. I don't know where we were going with this. I think I was trying to ask you a question about something else, and then I got lost.
Guys, merch in the store.
Lost in translation. Yeah, merch.
In the store.
Not just t-shirts
Also hoodies.
and tank tops.
Yes. So get your merch. If you're watching this, the link. Well, actually, I'm just gonna like put the thing across the screen right now. And then also the link will be in the description of the video. And if you're listening to this, the link or whatever will be in the description of the episode. So either way, you will be able to see it. So guys, help support the podcast. Get yourself some Nerdy Bros Inc. Merch, t-shirts, hoodies, and tank tops.
Yeah. Also, don't you have the link on the Instagram account too?
I mean, yes, they're also on Instagram. But,
Okay.
So it's in multiple locations and stuff.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll let you guys know. Help us out.
Yeah.
Get us out of this basement. I'm just kidding. This basement is nice.
Get us out of this basement.
But no, anyways, since you guys are here, and as always, when we start the show, we like to do something called Junior's Hot Take. This is part of the episode where I ask Junior about something new and upcoming and get his hot take, hot opinion on it. And we heard about it for a while, and I don't know if many people were that excited about it because don't hold on, wait, I've got it. I lost it. Hold on.
The Eternals.
No, not that. See, I was trying to warm up to it, and you stole my thunder, and that's not what I was going to say. It's not The Imperfects. That was a video game. But I think it also starts with an I. I was going to say
Immortals.
No, not the Immortals. They get experimented on by the Kree. The Eternals are kind of a precursor to them. The Inhumans. God, see, I would have gotten there if you would have just let me. Because the Inhumans tanked, a lot of people were gonna like kind of speculating on whether or not this was gonna look good. But yes, Junior, as you
The Inhumans was a TV show, though, right?
No, the Inhumans got introduced into the like MCU through the show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And then I
don't think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was really that good to begin with.
I heard I stopped around the like Android saga in Dragon Ball Z. No, I'm just kidding. The Android arc in.
I was like, once again, Marvel
Agents of
sucks
S.H.I.E.L.D.
at making TV.
No, that one really wasn't that bad. I really did enjoy it.
All the other Marvel shows have also not been good.
Yeah, I mean there
was like that Cloak and Dagger one. Pretty sure that only made like 2 seasons.
They also did like the Marvel Runaways, which is supposed to be like a group. I think those were also mutants.
Also didn't do very well.
Yeah, I don't know what they were doing there, but
anyways, Aubrey Plaza was the villain. It might have been the Runaways.
I thought that was Criminal Minds.
No. I mean, yes, but no.
Actually,
she was.
But no, yeah. So the Eternals, we got a new trailer for it, and holy ballsack, it looked
first trailer.
Yeah, first trailer.
I'd almost like.
Is it not new? Am I incorrect
yeah.
for saying that?
Well, you said we got.
Yeah, they gave it exclusively to Nerdy Bros Inc. You heard it here for. No, just kidding. Junior, yeah, but the Eternals. What did you see the trailer?
Yes, Tito. I'm the one that told you about it.
Shh! Don't tell anyone.
Too late. No, dude. Yeah. I mean, I told you. It like straight up gave me chills watching it. Honestly, it's not like I did not forget about it. But it's one of those things that's been talked about. Well, like I listen to like other podcasts and like other people have been like, yes, we filmed this. Yes, it's done. Like we're done filming it. Like they were done. I mean, all of last year happened, so maybe it was going to come out sometime last year because besides Black Widow getting postponed, was there supposed to be another Marvel movie that maybe it was going to be the Eternals was going to come out sometime last year also, maybe towards the end, maybe just like, because it's supposed to come out in November.
I only heard,
and we're just about to get Black Widow, right? That comes out in this month or July again.
I can check real quick, actually.
I think it's either June or July that Black Widow's coming out.
July 9th.
Right. So I think Black Widow was supposed to come out last year in like May or whatever. Then it didn't. So then everything else that they probably had lined up was also postponed. So again, it's not like I'd forgotten about it, but I was just like, I haven't heard anything else about the Eternals. And as far as I knew, like they were done filming it, because I've heard 2 separate podcasts, one with Kumail Nanjiani and one with Salma Hayek, and they both spoke about how they had already been like done wrapped on the Eternals, and still not even a trailer or I mean, I didn't even see like pictures of what they look like in any sort of costume or anything.
I mean, from a film student aspect, since I am just a layman, what takes longer, like filming the acting part of it or all of the special effects and CGI that they have to do?
I mean, well, it depends on what all has to be done to a movie. I mean, you're talking about.
Let's just say it's half and half. Like, let's make it simple. Let's say it's 50%. Like, they have to film all of the scenes, you always have to film all the scenes. But I mean,
but you all basically just answered your own question by saying, let's just say it's 50-50. Well, then they both take the equal amount of time. But no,
I guess so. Yeah.
Essentially, a movie takes about 2 years to make from start to finish. Writing the script, getting everything down, casting, filming. Filming is probably the shortest.
Filming is the shortest part? Okay.
Usually films like, usually it's like, all right, 6 weeks of filming, 8 weeks of filming or whatever, unless it's a super complicated scene, then that might take like an entire day, 3 days to film one scene. And then especially, like, this is really hard to get all of this.
And with action flicks, like the Eternals will more than likely be, they go through not only just kind of, working out to put themselves in the type of shape that normally the characters are in movies like this. There's also like training. Like I think I saw once like a snippet of, I was going to say Bucky Barnes, James Buchanan, and I couldn't think of his just Sebastian Stan. I got it. I'm learning. Shit. Sebastian Stan, I got to see like a clip of him like practicing that, like the knife flip throw and whatever, and he like did it like 4 or 5 different times, so he had it like perfectly. So that's all stuff that they like learn too.
Yeah.
So I guess that does get added into, obviously the movie can't be done until he can pull this maneuver off and then get it on film.
Yeah. I mean, they have like workarounds for certain things. Like they can literally just like the knife be the focal point to the shot, and they can just shoot it from shoulder down, and then you're like, whoa, that was cool. And then all of a sudden it'll pan back up, or whatever, cut to.
Or they have a stuntman who already knows how to do it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like they'll just shoot from the shoulder down, so you're not even actually seeing his face. So it could be anybody doing the knife flip. But yeah, if the actor wants to like put in the effort to like learn all the stuff and all that, then yes. So yeah, filming doesn't take that long, but yes, then you're in the editing phase, and then you have to be like, okay, this is the way we're cutting the movie so that we get this outcome or whatever. This is the way I want it to look. We're editing it this way. And then anybody that's got to be like, all right, now we have to like add, because you can have a rough cut of a movie and show it. There's been rough cuts of movies shown. I mean, we're about to out ourselves a little bit, but like
just a little bit.
When we used to sometimes watch like pirated movies. Remember, we saw the one
X-Men First Class.
No, not that one.
Not First. It was Origins. X-Men Origins.
X-Men, yeah, the Wolverine.
We saw
story.
A pirated version of that at our cousins.
Yes, and what was it? Freaking Wade Wilson as Deadpool was just swinging those two things, and the swords you could just tell were like not actually there.
Yeah, and then like I remember almost almost all of the
his
movie.
claws and the guns like coming down.
No. That was when I think that was Zero. I think that was what his name was. But yeah, there's at the beginning of the movie, he's shooting a bunch of people with like twin pistols, and then when he reloads, he threw like 2 fully loaded magazines up into the air, and then like when they drop, he like turns his gun so they land perfectly in there, and that's all computer animated.
Yes.
So like during that scene, you like see him running underneath, but then like the top of the screen, it's not like
it's
animated
like
yet or any of this stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, and that happened also with the super shitty Deadpool fight at the end, where it was whatever the fuck that abomination was versus Wolverine.
Wasn't he X?
Weapon X.
Yeah. Weapon X.
Yeah. Technically, that's another name for Deadpool. Yes. Weapon X.
So,
or
was he X-23?
no? X-23 is it's like a clone, I think, of Wolverine. Isn't it
a female?
Yes.
So that means it's
but-
not a clone.
No, well, I think they take his DNA and they clone it into.
Right. So isn't that what the little girl is? In
No,
Logan?
in that one they took his DNA and impregnated someone. Like that's what they were doing in Mexico, pretty much, just taking a bunch of like mothers and just impregnating them with mutant DNA, and then they were pretty much just raising essentially like super soldiers with mutants. Because in that one, the Roxxon Corporation they messed with the crops of the world to essentially neutralize the mutant gene in all of humanity. So that's why there was like almost no more mutants left, except for the ones that they had like pretty much grown themselves.
And then the New Mutants is a continuation of that.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh yeah, because they talk about the Roxxon Corporation again.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what the doctor that's keeping them there worked for them.
Yeah.
And then they tell her to kill.
But I mean, yeah, there are rumors again about like X-Men getting its own like revamp now, being part of like the MCU, so we'll see how everything goes with that too. But circling back to the Eternals, so you're excited about it then?
Yeah. Again, it looks cool. It looked cool. It gave me chills. I mean, this is like the biggest team, except for like I'm confused about because I know nothing about the Eternals.
Yeah, I did not know too much about them.
Like just from the trailer, I saw that like they're basically immortal, or they are immortal, and because they've been here since like the beginning of man, and they're still because at the very end, they're like sitting around having like family dinner or whatever, and they're like,
that's like the
well,
youngest
now that
one
Iron
there.
Man and Steve Rogers are gone, who do you think the new Captain America will be?
Yeah.
And the guy who played Robb Stark in Game of Thrones is like, well, I could be Captain America.
And then they all start laughing,
like,
yeah.
or whatever.
Do they say the new Cap or just who's going to lead the Avengers?
I don't remember.
It's
I don't
one or the
remember if
other.
they say, like,
Watch
who's
the
gonna be new
trailer,
Cap.
everybody.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah, but like, so like they've been here, but you at one point see all of them like on a beach. There's like 8 or to 12 of them. I can't remember, but there's a bunch. But during that scene, when they're sitting around the table, there's only like 7 of them. So it begs the question, like, do some of them end up becoming villains? Or they have some sort of disagreement early on that they're like, yeah, we're not going to listen to you guys, because Salma Hayek was not one of the ones that was at that dinner table. Angelina Jolie was, but not Salma Hayek.
Oh yeah, Angelina Jolie's going to be in it too, yeah.
Yeah. So like
the Eternals are the good ones, and the Deviants are the evil ones. And because whenever I find out any new Marvel or DC lore that I didn't really know about, like I like to dive into it. I was really kind of excited that they were going to do something with like Inhumans, and then when that just didn't do well at all, it was kind of upsetting. And the Eternals, though, are supposed to kind of be like a precursor to part of like the beginning of the Inhumans, so they might be able to revamp that and hopefully save whatever whoever else messed with that. But they talk about the Celestials in the Marvel movies during the first Guardians of the Galaxy when the Collector is talking about the Infinity Stones. You see a Celestial, and he's got the Power Stone like embedded in this like rod. You see him kind of like take out. It looks like an entire world, and then nowhere is actually the skull or like the decomposing head of a Celestial. So the Celestials, if I remember correctly from the stuff that I read, I think they made the Eternals, or like the Eternals are kind of like related to the Celestials in some way. So is it like
gods and demigods?
I mean,
isn't there one that like Thanos is either in love with or infatuated with? That's like,
no. That is just Thanos is in love with the goddess of death, just death, and also like Deadpool and her are like in love, and that's like one of his romantic interests throughout the comic series. And I think there's some speculation.
But that's different than what the Eternals are.
As far as I know, yeah. Like death is not an
fucking confusing.
Death is not an Eternal. That's like I said, she's like the goddess of death. So that one's different. She makes an appearance in the PS3 Deadpool game, which was pretty cool.
The one where you can just keep slapping Wolverine.
Yeah. You're with X-Force. And you crash you crash somewhere and everyone's knocked out except for Deadpool, and there's a trophy for that.
Yeah.
You just keep it's like tap X to slap Wolverine, and you're trying to wake him up, and he goes through a variety of different sayings. And I remember because one of the sayings is like, "This is for making me hate you. This is for making me love you. This is for me seeing if the player will keep hitting X." So it was, I don't know. It was like
Deadpool's still breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah, always. So that game was all right for when it came out. Not anything super difficult over, but it was pretty fun.
Deadpool was also in the new Spider-Man animated, The Amazing Spider-Man, where Drake Bell voices Spider-Man.
Yes, he was.
Wasn't it also somebody famous that voiced Deadpool?
I am unsure. It probably was, but in that one, Spider-Man is notorious for breaking the fourth wall on that show. I really like that animated series. I really liked.
Enjoyed that one. I never finished it, but I liked it.
I don't remember if I did finish it or if it ended. I can't remember, but yeah, in that one he does that thing. Remember in the Emperor's New Groove, where Kuzco will just like stop, and then like he breaks the fourth wall on that. So Spider-Man does that in that show, and then in the Deadpool episode, Deadpool I think like stops him stopping, and then he like tries to take over like the show. But yeah, more often than not, sometimes in some of those shows, Deadpool is always seen as like...
Oh, Deadpool was voiced by... This makes it really funny. By Will Friedle, which I'm pretty sure is Eric from Boy Meets World.
Oh, yes.
So Ron Stoppable.
I love that. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I think it was him. Yeah. Are we still on the hot take? Or where are we? Where are we?
At this point, who the fuck cares?
Where
We're just
are
talking
we?
about comic books.
So yeah, guys, the Eternals. Get excited for it. Check out the trailer. Really awesome.
I'm trying to get excited about it.
I'm trying. Peters for the start of it, children. No, yeah, check it out.
That has nothing to do with what I just said.
No, I know, but your voice reminded me of that from Family Guy. So, yeah, guys, so check that out. I thought you were going to say something. Sometimes I get lost, and I don't know where I'm at.
Right, that's why I jumped in earlier. You're like, no, why did you do that?
No, I wasn't
like,
lost,
right,
but see, you said Eternals, and I was trying to think of Inhumans. I knew it started with an I. Are you going to the mall later? That's what I'm trying to ask you. Anyways, moving things right along in whatever tangents we've been on, we come to a fan favorite segment of the show known as...
Anime is an important part of our culture.
Branding.
Okay. So for this part of the show in this segment, James, I can finally tell you, Escrayedo. I started Escrayed. Or I wonder if that's how you're supposed to say it. Is it Escrayed or am I supposed to Escrayedo? That's
I don't know. Are you watching it in Japanese?
No, I'm watching it in English, but that's still like the medium point. Not all animes do that, as far as I know, but like that one's kind of funny. But I think my all-time favorite one Like, well, you've got like My Heroes too, where they'll always show you like either a hero or a villain and like information on them. But my favorite has to be Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist. That's the best one.
Oh yeah.
Bleach used to have one too. I don't think Naruto did though. I don't think they did a median point like random scene. Oh, but yeah, no, I started as Cryed. I'm on episode 8,
So
and
you're 3 ahead of me.
I'm 3 ahead of Junior.
I don't even remember any of
I
it. I have to watch it all over.
I binge watched 8 episodes too.
Well, I mean, I binge watched 5 of them.
Yeah, so I don't like. It's an older.
I think it's okay to say we don't like it.
No. It's an older anime, so I'm not gonna say just immediately that I don't like it. And it also there's only I think the 24, 25 episodes. So like I know it's gonna eventually kind of build up to something, but
I know it'll eventually end.
One day. But I don't. I just for the main character, I just feel like it sucks that he's just like he's 3 shots and then he's basically done. I mean, with the power that they have to be able to just kind of like, what is it? They like take the stuff around them and use that to create their alter abilities. So it's just like, why can't he just like recharge each bullet right afterward? I mean, there's shit all around them for him to just be able to do that. So maybe he does it in later episodes and I'm getting ahead of myself, but it's like, it's just waiting for him to punch like the 3 different times, and then you can usually expect that last punch to be the thing that like wins. So, and then other than that, he'll like use his fist to like make himself jump or something. He'll just hit the ground and then fly like 10 feet in the air or something. So I don't know.
Yeah, he's used it to like do like jet propulsion.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I don't even think. I mean, at this point, if James hasn't finished the show yet, I'm gonna pass you. I'll finish it before you do, and then you won't be able to give a shit anymore. Because how long has it been since he's been telling us to finish it? And he, like, I think the last time we talked to him, he hasn't even finished it yet.
Right.
So, I mean, if you listen to this episode, you better finish it before I do. Otherwise, you're not gonna have any room to talk, buddy. I also randomly started the first episode of Code Geass, Lelouch of the Rebellion, which I have been told numerous amounts of times to watch. Every time I had seen anything on it, I never once saw that it's like a mech anime, which anytime I think of a mech anime now, it just immediately makes me think of that TikTok where that guy was just like, yeah, Attack on Titan's a mech anime. And they're like, what? No, it's not. And then he just like hits all the mech anime tropes. And then the guy just like the realization on his face, like, oh my God, it is a mech anime. But also
it's not.
I find that kind of weird though. Like, why? It's one, like, if you want to make, for the creators of other animes and stuff like that, let's say you are going to make like, you're just like, you know what? I love Transformers, Robots in Disguise, and I want to make a mech anime.
I think it's just called Transformers.
I'm just kidding.
The song has that in it.
Why, like, or for like even like Gundam and all the new iterations and stuff like that, why do people keep copying the tropes? Because like one trope that definitely like a joking thing when during that TikTok with that guy that talked about how Attack on Titan is just like every mech anime. One of the things they mentioned was like there's always some racist undertones, and it's just like, why do people keep repeating that for mech animes? Like if you wanted to create a new anime and you wanted maybe that to be like a forefront of it or to add that in somewhere, but why is it always reoccurring in mech animes? Because you and I have talked before about how there are a bunch of animes out there that are just kind of copies of other ones. Like for instance, Sword Art Online has a bunch of different animes that just kind of build off of whatever they do. But I would still like, even if I took maybe like the generalization of like, yeah, I'm going to have people be in a video game world, I would probably make sure that like beyond the fact that they're in a video game world, nothing else is the same.
Like how much can you actually change? Like they're already in a video game world, which is already like one of the biggest things. Like, what else are you going to change about it? Like, no, he's not stuck in it. He can actually log out of it. Okay, so then.
Well, that's just one example. Really, I mean, in general, like I'm saying, like mech animes. Why does every single mech anime keep copying? Like, well, because I think Gundam's like, if it's not the original mech anime, it's like one of the very first ones and one that people always talk about. How again, one of the tropes of a mech anime is that there are like racist undertones. There's always like a group of people that are being persecuted. And in like Lelouch of the Rebellion, Great Britain, Britannia, took over Japan, and now it's just known as like
Great Japan.
no, it's known as Zone 11. So instead of like being called Japanese, they call them 11s, and that pisses off everyone. And yeah, in that like world, that would technically be like a racist term. Like I'm not an 11, I'm Japanese. So I don't know. I just find that it would be a total dream come true to be a part of a team that like created a new anime, or even like made an anime myself, or even an animated show. Like, but I would, again, sometimes people say that it's kind of hard to have like a completely, truly unique original idea. But I would try my hardest to just make sure like I'm not completely. If I took like maybe like a general idea, I would try to make sure that if there's other anime similar to it, that I'm not.
You'd have to watch like and be like, all right, this is the type of anime we're making, so we'd have to like do research and be like, all right, we're gonna watch a season of this show and this show and this show and this show, so that we try to stay away from things that have already been done. Because even if you go, because you can't be like, oh, I didn't know that already existed, like that. I mean, that's also why like Google exists. It's like, yo, just Google the thing that you're thinking, and if something pops up, but you're like, oh, did you mean such and such? And then you're like, shit, this already exists.
Yeah. That I mean, I could guarantee that could be very disheartening if you feel like you thought about something like that. Mm-hmm. Want to hear something similar to that line? In my own super super crazy head, especially to pass the time when I'm at work. Sometimes I like to imagine myself in fantasy worlds. I'm a 28-year-old, by the way.
28-year-old what?
I was just saying, like, I'm a 28-year-old, and I like to imagine myself in fantasy worlds to pass the time. But
I thought you were gonna say I'm a 28-year-old.
No.
Paladin.
Oh no. I'm a 28-year-old. I would be a barbarian. I would be a barbarian. Before Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, and I mean they were probably already working on it, I used to think about like it would be super badass if Keyblades could like change forms and different unique properties depending on where you got it from and stuff like that. And then Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, and I remember playing it and I'm like, they stole my idea. And it's like, no, they didn't. This game was already in development. I was just thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, you're not the only one that can have ideas.
Yeah, true. But anyways, I thought that kind of cued into what we were talking about. But yeah, so Escryad, I started Lelouch of the Rebellion, just keeping up with my regular shows. My Hero has gotten really good. I'm not gonna. I wish you were. I
disagree with you.
You think My Hero hasn't gotten good?
No, I don't.
What episode?
I finished Hunter x Hunter. By the way,
you did.
It was good. So here's the thing, because I said this to Megan when we were watching it. I'm not enjoying the episodes. I am enjoying it. They're not furthering the story in any way. This might as well be all filler. All it is fights between Class 1A and 1B.
Well, here's the thing, though.
They're not progressing the story in any way. At the very beginning of the season, you have this thing with Dobby and Hawks where you go, holy fuck, man. Hawks is a bad guy. And what have we gotten after that? Not a motherfucking thing. Just all fights. Again, I'm enjoying the fights and all that between both classes, not furthering the story in any way, shape, or form.
Just wait until you get to see Deku's team fight.
Well,
and then
I'm still not there yet.
I'm
still on the
Todoroki's. But with what you're saying though,
ended and the next one is starting.
With what you're saying,
though, I'm on episode 7 or whatever.
Yeah, I think you're like 2 behind me.
So again, we're to the point where it's like, we're like midway season and we still haven't gotten any further into the story.
Well, no, the seasons are like 24 episodes, right? Just about.
Yeah, something
around
like
there.
That. Right, we can still say we're a third of the way through the season.
Yeah.
And it still hasn't fucking moved the story along.
I get it, but like just with what you're saying though, like you get what you'll after, and then like I'm very curious to see what you say because I have an opinion on it, but I kind of want to see what you want to say about with the information that I just saw in last week's episode, and I'm extremely excited for what happens in this week's episode.
Todoroki's fight just ended. Is Deku's the next one?
No, Bakugo's is.
Yeah, so Bakugo and Deku are not on the same team.
No, they're not on the same team.
So I still have to see.
And people went
all of
batshit
Bakugo's.
crazy over Bakugo's episode. So you guys got a treat coming in this weekend. Yeah, you guys. I think it's literally just 2 episodes behind. So yeah, anything else to add to the segment?
Yeah, like I said, I finished Hunter x Hunter. Yeah, I mean, I can see like, was it the original release was in 1999 and it only went to like episode like 98 or something like that, and then the 2011 re-release had better animation and then went all the way to like episode 148.
Yeah, I don't think.
And the show was awesome. Didn't like the ending.
Again, but it wasn't supposed to be like an ending. It was supposed to be like a stepping off point, and then shit happened. And what's really messed up is,
I'm glad that he got to talk to his dad.
Yeah.
I'm glad that it ended there. So I'm like, okay, fool. I got that, because if it would have just ended and then you're like, no, yeah, it continued. They just didn't animate it anymore. I'd been like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like they're like, no. He get to talk to his dad, but that's the very last thing he does all the way at the end.
No, yeah.
Like,
So
there's
obviously,
just still so many unanswered questions.
I was so upset.
The Zoldyck family and all this other shit.
I was so upset that they introduced the Zodiacs and I didn't get to see any of their powers the first time I watched it. I've seen the entire series start to finish 3 times, and then like a couple other times I just skip around and watch a bunch of like my favorite episodes. But
yeah, the way that you made it seem with the guy that ends up being president and then just goes like, I resign, and hands it over to the girl, you made it seem like he was some big dastardly human being.
I hate him.
You're just like, I fucking hate him. And I was
Paddyson's
like,
such a piece of shit.
I was like, he didn't do anything.
No, but he's
didn't
also
do anything at
they
the
talk
end.
about how he's like responsible for, like, on purpose, he'll send hunters who don't specialize in a certain field to places where they shouldn't go, because he's like essentially just trying to fuck with them or like put them in a place that they like wouldn't be used to. Because
I think that they're trying to weed out the people that shouldn't be hunters, because they're like, there needs to be stricter rules for who becomes a hunter.
Again,
which they talk about several times.
I do want to read the manga and see where the manga left off at. But yeah, but like I mentioned to you a little bit earlier today that the main artist / creator of the show has severe back issues. He's in a constant amount of pain, so he hasn't been able to get anything else out. However,
That's what drugs are for.
His wife has been practicing his art style, and as far as I know from what I hear, is he's kind of got like the storyboard set out and like just kind of leaving things up to her. So if for whatever reason like he doesn't get better and like he passes, like she'll be able to kind of carry on the work for him. But like people have like sent this dude death threats for not getting more stuff out, and it's like, are you kidding me?
Up. I wouldn't do that.
Are you
I wouldn't
kidding
go
me?
that
Like,
goddamn
really?
far.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Let's see. What else? What else? There was one more episode out so far of Dr. Stone
Did you watch any more Jujutsu Kaisen?
and Holy Ballsack. No, actually, I haven't. I haven't watched any more Jujutsu Kaisen because I've been like focused on finishing Hunter x Hunter finally, because it took me like 2 years to finish it. So I haven't started, or I haven't continued Jujutsu Kaisen yet. I will. It's not that I disliked it, although I don't like the voice actor who does the main character.
What other voice do you know him from other animes?
I don't think I know him from other animes. I just don't like the voice acting that they got for the guy.
Oh, I remember, because I 100%. I think that was also like 2 or 3 episodes behind the Japanese episodes. So like I already watched it all in English as well, like the first season. But I mean, because I know you finally started and you said you watched like 6 episodes, but at the same time, like that was another reason that I kind of wanted to record the podcast earlier. So I was like, oh, if we finish, maybe I could just convince Junior, like, let's sit down and, binge watch a bunch of these Jujutsu Kaisen episodes, because I love that anime.
Yeah, but now I'm binging something else.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. But dude, that last episode of Doctor Stone that I watched, holy balls.
I saw like it seemed like, I mean, obviously don't ruin anything for anyone that hasn't watched it, but from what I saw is like it seemed like they were making peace, and then so I'm guessing like
Yeah, until the holy shit, I did not see that coming when I was like fucking mind blown when the next episode, because it had been like 2 weeks since I'd seen the last one, and I was like, oh my god, when is the next episode coming out? And then I watched it and I was like, holy shit, I did not see that coming.
Does the antagonist use a spear or a sword? From like the angles I was seeing from the episode, I couldn't quite tell because the handle was kind of hidden by like the cape he's wearing or something.
It's like, it's one of those things where like the handle's like this long and the sword is just slightly longer.
Okay.
It's almost like a bat sword. I don't know.
A bat sword?
That where you'd be like, this guy's like swinging a baseball bat, but the end of it has like a sword. I don't know. It's weird.
Okay, no.
So he's like, in essence, like it would be like he has a spear, but he doesn't use it as a spear. He uses it as a sword.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be weird. I don't know. Yeah. If a handle is just as long as a blade, isn't that just like a knife? Isn't it just basically a giant's knife?
Yeah. A giant's knife.
The big Goron sword.
All right. Anyway, segment over.
Nailed it, finally. Okay.
Well, I had stuff to say. Fuck. I have
we had a lot of stuff to say. And you know, like, first of all, I definitely feel like the meat and potatoes of this episode that I want to eventually get to, Junior didn't think we were going to be able to talk a lot of it, and we're already at like 40 minutes and we haven't even gotten to that, because next we have to talk about what the fuck have you been up to?
Nothing.
Nothing?
No, well, I mean, like I said, I've been trying to, like, every single time that I get a chance, I've been trying to watch like Hunter x Hunter. So like we literally finished it today. TV wise, dude, the other day when you were like, oh yeah, so like I think I'm totally like finally caught up with Blue Bloods. Had not seen those last 2 episodes.
So you hadn't? So
yeah, I went on there and I was like, when did these other 2 episodes come out? And also, who the fuck watched them already?
Me.
And then Megan was like, yeah, I came down and he was like watching part of 1. So I kind of already know what's going to happen. And I was like, what the fuck? I was
what?
like,
You guys watch it without me all the time? I'm supposed to wait for you guys now?
No. It wasn't that. It's just that, like, usually I'm like, oh, there's a new episode and no one's seen it. So I was surprised that there was 2 and they'd already been watched.
Well, I don't always get the living room TV, so I take what I can.
Yeah, but if you were like 5 or 6 behind, you just watch like 6 episodes in a row or whatever.
Hell yeah.
And they're obviously like 40. Well, they're like an hour because you have to watch.
Yeah, we have to watch the commercials on that stupid app.
I mean, I wouldn't have to if I paid like $5 more, but I'm not going to.
Ain't nobody got money for that.
Ain't nobody got money for that. I'll just watch the fucking commercials. But anyway, so I finished that, like, but it's like that was like episode 18, and again, those usually get like 20 to 22 episodes.
Well, that's why, like,
but it made it seem like
there might have been.
That's the end of the season.
I don't know if that's the end of the season or not, but yeah, that's what it seemed like for sure.
So yeah, watch that. Yeah, like I haven't really. I mean, we both got Biomutant, and I haven't really played it.
I think you're
much.
like 30 minutes ahead of me now at this point.
Well, I don't even know like where you're at, but like yeah, I might be like a little.
I think
bit
you said you
ahead
were
of
level 4. I'm just level 3 right now, but I am enjoying it. I talked to a buddy at work, said that he played it a little bit, and he said that he was also enjoying it too. So like I am excited to dive more into it. I beat Resident Evil 8. Fantastic. I hate how close I was to the ending and how long it took me to get back into it after being disheartened after I died, because I was extremely close. It took me 2 tries on the final boss. So, but yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. Like you said, the book that they read at the beginning of the game, and then when they reread and get to the ending of it at the end, I thought was really cool. So I had a lot of fun with that. Definitely recommend it, especially if you were a fan of Biohazard. You definitely have to continue and see what happens. Even with like the secret ending too, like that was really cool too. I can't wait to see what they do with Resident Evil 9. Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, basically like I've played a little bit of Biomutant. Like other than that, like it's just been like, honestly, it's been like Hunter x Hunter whenever I can. And like the occasional odd episode of something else that I'm also watching. And then just today, I heard of this show because it looked funny, and everybody in the comments was like, "This is the greatest! Like, this is like an amazing show, and like Jason Sudeikis is like best performance ever." And so I started watching it, and the show's awesome. I love it. I think you'd like it too. So, it's this show called Ted Lasso. That's the name of the show. The name of the show is called Ted Lasso, and Jason Sudeikis plays Ted Lasso, who is an American football head coach for a Division II college, and he takes his his team to like the state championship or whatever, and then he gets hired by a British soccer team who is in a losing streak. So they hire him, and he goes to the UK, and now he's in the UK head coach of a soccer team for the Premier League, and it's fucking hilarious.
Oh, so it's a satire?
No, it's not a satire.
It's not?
No, it's not. It's just really funny. Like, he
Is
gets...
satire comedy or no?
I mean, yes and no. A satire is like making fun of something.
I mean, technically, wouldn't this be making fun of coaches or coaching a team?
No. Like, he takes coaching very seriously. It's a good show,
okay.
but it's just funny.
So is it like... So would you say it's like a drama show, but they have just a lot of funny moments?
It's not a drama. It's a comedy. It's just not... Like, he takes it seriously. It's like The Office is funny, but Michael Scott, like, does, in fact, take his job seriously to a certain degree. Like, he cares about Dunder Mifflin. He cares about his employees, and he cares about the company. But he's also a funny dude.
That show you watched, Veep, gave me, like, The Office vibes.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
But,
also.
like, they're not...
That's a political satire.
Yeah, but that's not, like... That isn't filmed as if, like, everyone's getting filmed all the time,
No,
right?
no.
That's because The Office is filmed because they're making a documentary.
Yes.
So the show you're watching right now, is it filmed like it's Veep, or is it filmed like it's a normal show?
It's filmed like it's Veep.
Oh, it's filmed like it's Veep? Okay.
Yeah, like it's not like we're on a television show. Like no.
Okay.
It's just a regular TV show. But Jason Sudeikis is not really the funny character. Like
he's not?
He sometimes says some funny things, but it's all the other characters that are on the show and the stupid shit that happens that's funny. Like,
what's it called?
It's called Ted Lasso. That's his
name.
Yeah,
you said
Ted Lasso.
What's it on?
It's on Apple TV Plus.
And so it's an Apple original?
Yes.
Is it an Apple TV original, or they call it Apple Originals?
I mean, I don't... Whatever. It's an Apple original. Apple TV original, whatever the fuck. But it's on Apple... It's on Apple TV Plus. But yeah, he gets hired... essentially, he gets hired to fail, but he doesn't know that. So he's taking his job seriously.
He gets hired to fail? I thought you said he did good as a coach.
He was, but he's... It's like... I mean, honestly, it's like a... I mean, I can't make it any more clear. It's like a golf coach being hired to coach basketball. What the fuck does a golfer know about basketball?
Like, okay, like that I understand, but I guess I wouldn't get why. I mean, I guess if he was making more money, he's like, yeah, sure, I'll take the job. But yeah, I don't know why. If they were already on a losing streak, why would you hire a good coach?
Because, think of it this way. He was a college coach, not a It's not like he was coaching the
college
Patriots.
Coaches probably get paid so much.
Yeah. But he's not the Patriots coach.
I'm almost positive they probably make more money than the professors do.
But he's not the Patriots coach. You're fucking missing the point. Yeah. He's not working for the NFL. He's working for the NCAA. So what happens is in Europe, a professional soccer team is like, come to Europe and coach our soccer team. So yeah, probably was for more money.
So that's probably for more money.
There's something else that is also there, but he goes there, but he was hired to fail. The owner of the team is a woman who just got divorced from her husband and it was his team. She got the team in the settlement.
Oh, okay.
And she's
So,
like,
so that's why
"Fuck
she did it.
you."
Okay, see,
She's,
now, when you say it like that, like, now I understand, like, why he was hired. But
it's a big fuck you to her ex-husband.
like, let me hire this schmuck.
Yes,
because
but he has no idea that that's the reason that he's been hired. And as the show goes on, she's like, "Son of a bitch, this man is like a really, really nice guy, and like he's actually trying."
If anything, she should have probably, instead of hiring a coach, she probably should have just hired like some.
She probably could have just sold the fucking team.
Yeah, or just hired some random person.
Yeah. But the show is good. I'm like on episode 6, and I had fully intend to like binge the entire first season because season 2 doesn't even come out until July. But it's like
how many episodes is it?
I have no idea.
Oh,
could be 10, could be 12.
Okay. Okay, cool. So that's what we've been up to, ladies and gents. Cause yeah, I didn't watch anything. I think I rewatched Gravity Falls, but I think I mentioned that in the last episode. Yeah, I
feel
did.
like maybe there's been some movies, but I can't remember.
No. You know what movie I do want to watch that I think I watched halfway because I sat down and watched with you? The movie Gifted with Chris Evans, and I don't know who the child actor was.
Oh, I've seen that movie.
Yeah, I just said I sat down halfway and watched it with you.
It's good. It's not
really
like
good
a
movie.
great movie, but it was a good movie.
I thought it was a fantastic movie. Or from what I saw, I thought it was
You only
really
saw
good.
half of it. How do you know it's fantastic?
Because I could understand the premise and like I was there when like the climax of the movie happened and what was like going on, and then the resolution.
I want to watch New Country for Old Men again.
New Country for Old Men?
Old Country.
New Country for Old Men. That just sounds like Florida became its own country and every old person moved there.
Wait a minute. Now I'm confused. What the fuck is the name? Is it Old Country for Old Men?
No, it's
No Country.
Yeah, No Country for Old Men.
I was like, New Country for Old Men. Yeah, No Country for Old Men. Because I saw that movie a long time ago, one time, and I'm just like, I don't know if I got this all the way.
Old Country for No Men is if like Russia became like only females are allowed here.
This is the old country.
This is the old country, comrade. So yeah, that's what we've been up to. Anyways, just thinking about.
I think now I'm getting drunk.
For context. Wow, context. I don't know what that
exactly.
was.
Now we're getting drunk. Here we go.
For
baby.
context.
Cheers, buddy.
For context, for our audience, the camera Junior has, which is a very nice one. I have no idea what it is, but it's a nice one. The battery life on
it's
it.
It's an A6400.
Okay. It only lasts about like an hour and a half. So
correct.
Like, most of the time we try to get our episodes to be right around there, right underneath, because we don't want the camera to turn off. Because there's no like
it's happened to us one time.
Yeah, it could be off right now, and we have no idea that it's off, and we're just speaking like a bunch of idiots.
I mean, we'd still be getting the audio because that records.
Yeah, we still would be getting the audio. And if it I feel like if it turned off this early, I don't know if we you would even want to fix it. Be like, well, I guess this is just a wash. It's just going to be audio.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we try to make sure that the episodes don't go past like really an hour and a half, unless of course, like obviously some of you might be like, oh, did you guys just do? Actually, didn't you guys just do like a 2.5 hour episode? That one we had the camera plugged in
the entire time. Which we could do always, but we just don't.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about that. But anyways, so
because I don't want to talk to Tito for 2 hours every single time.
Yeah, we
I mean, and honestly,
we live together.
That's
we don't have to do that. Yeah. But I thought it was gonna be cool. We did a little bit of a comic book episode. I think it was probably like last month, 2 months ago. We talked a little bit about that, but we're trying to get more into it. And I mean, Junior sometimes doesn't think he has as much like comic book lore or even just knowledge as he does have. Just sometimes, more often than not, obviously, someone like Superman, who's Junior's favorite DC character and hero, like the span of comic books that he has,
despite the fact that I'm wearing a Batman T-shirt,
yeah, is enormous. But there's still a lot of like common lore that most people still know, and you could still spark genuine conversations off of all of that could span weeks that you could talk about. So I thought we talk a little more about comic books and different things with that. One other thing I wanted to talk about though, to kind of start things off, is I wanted to see if maybe you had any favorite origin stories, or maybe any origin stories that you feel like get overplayed easily, like this thing always happens and then you get like a hero. But yeah, we'll start out. It's like, do you have a favorite origin story?
I mean, Superman's.
Just the whole alien baby falls in Hicktown.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just that. It's the fact that, like, his entire planet's destroyed.
That too. I mean, that's true. Yeah. Krypton blows up.
Yeah, like, I mean, Batman loses his parents, Superman also loses his parents, but also Batman loses his entire race. Like,
You mean Superman loses?
Superman. Like, who,
Actually, Supergirl is still alive.
right, but he doesn't know that until
Yeah.
he's an adult.
Yes.
And I mean, and if we're actually if we're actually going to stay
sticklers.
factual, and be a stickler. Kandor is also not destroyed, which is a part of Krypton. It's a city that Brainiac steals,
And
which is
also,
where Supergirl's from.
and also, Jor-El. No, is that his dad? No, that's the bad guy, right?
Jor-El is his dad.
Oh, who is the bad guy?
General Zod.
Yeah, General Zod. General Zod, I think, has 2 Kryptonians that survive with him too, but
Yes.
they're stuck in the Phantom Zone relatively early.
Yes.
I think.
They get put into the Phantom Zone by Jor-El.
But then they escape, and then Superman recaptures them. Though, right?
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
So they
At least in the
escape.
comic. And
That's the premise of the first Superman, Man of Steel.
yeah. Does what I
escaped the Phantom
only
Zone.
I only saw it once, and again, a lot of people were upset that Superman ends up killing General Zod at the end of the movie. Spoiler alert. What happened to the other 2 Kryptonians that are with him? I think, like, to me, honestly, more than the General Zod Superman fight, I liked when he's fighting the Kryptonians in, like, their armor, the other 2 ones. Does he kill them too, or what happens to them?
I honestly don't remember.
Oh,
I mean, that movie was from, like, what, 2013? So it was like 8 years ago. It was like 8 years ago, asshole.
Yeah,
Super bad reference, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't remember. I haven't seen that one. I've seen that one like 3 or 4 times. I actually have that one. So, I mean, I could totally just watch it.
But you don't remember what happens to them?
No.
Yeah.
Fun fact, that fight scene was filmed in Plano, which is the town that's next to us.
Yet. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
What? I burped.
Yeah, but you're like, yeah.
I just throw up on camera. Just,
Yeah. Right on me.
No. What are you doing? You're rude to the other people.
You're very rude to the
You're drunk. You're sexy. I've never felt better. Actually,
No,
I
it never felt better.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that one, because, like, again, like I was saying, like, technically speaking, Supergirl is older than
Yes.
Superman.
Yes.
She was sent as like a teenager or whatever, but she takes like the long way, and she doesn't come to Earth until after Superman, Clark Kent, has already grown up to an adult.
Yeah, I
And
think
that's when they meet. And then he's like, "Oh shit, this is my cousin."
I think it has something to do with some type of wormhole she
Yes.
like enters, because then time works differently. That's why when she finally exits and makes it to Earth, Superman's already like an adult, and yeah, she's still like, she's either like 18 or in her early 20s by the time she gets there, and Clark Kent is already like a 30-year-old.
Yeah, so it's like he's having to learn about his people really from his cousin. Like, he grew up not knowing anything about his culture. I mean, to the point where, like, when he first starts to figure out that he has powers, he's like, what the fuck is happening to me? So, like, that's wild. Yeah, I mean, the tropiest trope is, like, I was bit by a radioactive spider and I'm fucking Spider-Man. Just, like,
I want to say that's the tropiest trope. I don't.
I
Think
feel
there's-
like that's the thing where it's just like, oh, I fell into a vat of
So
whatever,
I would.
and now
So yeah,
I'm
if I was
whatever.
if I was gonna say, yeah, the tropiest trope for heroes is definitely like scientific accident, like
Dr.
something
Manhattan,
something
Incredible
happened, and
Hulk.
now I have all these powers. Yes, that is the tropiest of tropes when it comes to superheroes. I don't think anything else necessarily surpasses it.
like that's what happens to the Fantastic Four.
Captain America was
Captain
a
America.
scientific experiment.
Yeah.
Deadpool, I
Yep.
think too. His as
His is a
again.
little bit more fucked up. But
Well, yeah, but again, as far as I know, even in the comics, his was like activated through, again, like kind of like torture or whatever because of the cancer he has, which is super messed up to really think about the fact that sometimes people just think like, oh, you know, his like entire like outlook is messed up, and then he has this amazing healing factor, and it's like, no. He still has all the cancer, but like his body heals faster than the cancer can destroy it. So that's why he's able to stay alive, but he's not cured by any means, shape, or form. So,
but like the thing of it is like there's one thing when it comes to healing. Like, yes, if I cut my arm, it will take like, you know, a week or so for it to heal, and then I'm left with a little scar, and then you're like, yeah, but it healed over. It took like 2 weeks, but it healed. He heals faster, but growing limbs is not healing. That's a fucking completely separate other thing.
It's the regeneration factor.
If I cut his fucking arm off, his arm should just, it's like, okay, I heal in 20 minutes, so now the wound's just healed, but now I have a nub. No, his hand fucking grows back.
Yeah, he can regenerate it, which I'm pretty sure is the same thing. I think Wolverine has the same healing factor,
but it's faster than his, I think.
I'm not sure if one is faster than the other. I feel like it's the same.
No, because we see it in X3 when he's fighting Jean Grey. When he kills Jean Grey, his face is like peeling off, and when he actually kills her, his face is like going away and growing back really fast.
You need to think of that as, that one had to be fast in that instance because because everyone else that got close to her, like you see Professor X in that movie, immediately disintegrates. So he should be immediately disintegrating, and he's able to kind of push through it until he kills her.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. That means it's faster than Deadpool's.
I mean, how are you going to compare that, though? It's not like you saw Deadpool walk up to Jean Grey.
Yeah, but we've seen Deadpool grow a hand back, and it wasn't quick.
You got me there, yeah.
Actually?
You got me there, yeah. Well, at the very least, in the Marvel movies that we've seen, yes, I could, definitely say that, X-Men's healing factor would be faster. But canonically, like, in the comics, I'm not 100% sure whose is necessarily faster, if at all, any of them. But I will say, though, yes, 100% right. Tropiest of tropes is definitely, accident happened. Look at me now.
Look at me now.
Yeah.
I'm web slinging.
I do like, have you ever noticed or paid attention much to like the back and forth similarities with like heroes and or villains on both sides of like DC and Marvel?
What do you mean?
So, for instance, you have Hawkeye, and then you have Green Arrow.
Oh, you mean like how there's like a counterpart?
Yeah, almost not like always necessarily. Like some people do like to kind of say, oh, you know, like Iron Man is Batman's counterpart, and you could say that in the sense of like you've got, you know, orphaned rich boy turned hero. But at the same time, when it comes to kind of abilities,
I mean, was Iron Man like really, or I mean, like, yes, I get.
Was he orphaned? Yes, he was.
I don't know, because I don't. When do you what? The thing is, when do you stop being an orphan? Like,
I don't think you ever stop being an orphan if your parents were killed.
No, I don't think that's true. Okay, everyone dies someday. So when our parents pass away, which hopefully is for another 75 years, when our parents pass away, are we now orphans?
I think it has to be that like you still have to, I think, more or less be thought of as like a kid. Like if you're living with your parents, I mean that might be
Tony Stark was not a kid.
He was in college, so he's still technically
he's not a kid.
He still lived with his parents. Like his address would still be his parents' place.
He was an adult. I'm an adult.
He
was an adult, so he was not orphaned. I would say Batman was orphaned.
As like
Bruce Wayne.
100%.
Bruce Wayne was a child.
Yeah.
I don't think that Iron Man was orphaned. That's why I said, or is it just when you cease to have parents, you are now an orphan?
Yeah, I mean, not that. Yeah, definitely.
Also, if your parents give you up to adopt, that they're just like, we don't want this kid. Are you an orphan? Or are you just an abandoned kid?
I don't know. I'd have to look up. We would have to tangent off
We're
of
going
like
a little bit too deep.
off of like comics to what does an orphan really mean?
What is an orphan?
What
Why
is
don't we
it?
just ask Siri?
Siri?
Hey Siri, what's an
Put it
orphan?
right up to the mic.
An orphan is a child whose parents have died or unknown or have permanently abandoned them. Would you like to hear more?
Oh, so what you said was true then?
Yes,
Yeah.
but it's a child. It said child. Siri specifically said child. It's a child whose parents are dying, are dead, unknown to them, or have been abandoned by them. So with that means that Tony Stark was not an orphan. He was in college, and at the very least, you have to be 18. I'm pretty sure he's probably like 19, 20 years old.
What
which means
happens-
he was not an orphan.
Okay, all right. Well, again, that's
Boom roasted. Actually, he was not an orphan.
actually so Spider-Man's an orphan.
Spider-Man is an orphan.
Spider-Man is an orphan. And that's probably about it. I don't know. That's like one. I feel like
Superman is technically also an orphan.
Well, not technically, 100%. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, he does get adoptive parents, but yes, he is an orphan.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you get adopted when you're an orphan.
But the thing is, he was also found as a baby, so like he also grew up not knowing that he was actually the son of that he was the son of
the
Jor-El,
last son of Krypton.
and fuck, why am I blanking on his mother's name?
I did
Laura.
Laura.
It's Jor-El, and the brother is Zor-El. That's Kara's dad.
Kal-El is Cal's name.
Yeah, so that's why I said I think his mom's name.
I hate that you get all these L names and then it's just I'm General Zod. At least give me Zod-El. I don't know why, but blanking on it and you don't remember. All right. I feel like I know more about
Laura. I was right.
I feel like I know more about like DC heroes' parents than I do about like Marvel's parents. We did mention Spider-Man. Yeah, he's an orphan, but that's because again, you get such a like. Not only was he orphan, then he immediately loses Uncle Ben. I did
immediately.
Oh yeah, I did love that. Well, it depends. He's not an infant when his parents die. Like when he goes to live with Aunt May and Uncle Ben.
He's a young kid though.
Yeah.
Like he's probably Bruce Wayne age when his parents die.
Some certain fans, especially like if you were just like following along with the movies and stuff, tend to like especially with like the Tobey Maguire movies were more or less bad with this. Spider-Man starts like being a hero in high school, not like, oh hey, I graduated and now I'm going to be a hero. No. He starts in high school and then just continues being Spider-Man after he like graduates and goes to college and whatnot. But he also loses Uncle Ben, and I'm glad they didn't revisit that story in the Tom Holland movie.
Well, they said they'd done it enough.
Yeah, there was no need for that. They could have mentioned it in Civil War when you first meet Spider-Man.
At least mentioned it.
Yeah, they could have, but they didn't. And again, still totally fine because at this point, if you watch Civil War, odds are you also watched The Amazing Spider-Man and the original Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie. Like, you did not need to, like, I don't even think there's, like, a picture of Uncle Ben that I can remember in any of the movies. Like, you might see, like, Melissa Tomei in, like, a photograph with a...
I mean, Marissa Tomei is not even Aunt May.
I mean, she is Aunt May. She's the new Aunt May, and I love her. I mean,
she's Aunt Bay.
She can be... Perfect.
She's Aunt
I was about
May.
to say she could be my Aunt May, but I like that better.
She's not Aunt May. She's Aunt Bay.
Yes, totally. I was definitely glad that they didn't redo that because at that point it would have just been silly. Like, let's find another actor to murder like super early on. I don't even remember who it was in Amazing Spider-Man.
I also don't remember who it was
because
in Amazing Spider-Man.
I'm sorry, Andrew Garfield, but you were a bad Peter Parker.
Which is funny because actually Stan Lee said that Andrew Garfield is the perfect Spider-Man.
Like look-wise or like the character that he played?
I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember seeing a thing where Stan Lee goes, Andrew Garfield, that kid is the perfect Spider-Man.
Because I feel like maybe he thought like, bringing him to life, like I think he looks like the most like him. But no, man, I didn't like his I'm cool skateboard.
2 British Spider-Mans back to back.
Tobey Maguire's British?
No dumb shit. Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland are both British.
I'm dumb. Yes. Oops. But yeah, that was have you had any like favorite? Well, I guess how have your because you grew up like we both grew up watching the Superman animated show, which not enough people talk about, and was actually really good.
I have the whole series.
Compared to like the movies that they've made, and then even like the new ones that come out, how well do you think that kind of like translated? Do you think they did good? I know you've looked into, at the very least, I know for sure, like some of the at the very least Superman comic book lore. So how well do you think, like maybe even like the animated show into like some of the movies they did, how well do you think they've done? Like for you personally.
Like, how well do I think the animated TV show is like sticks to the comics?
Or and like the movies, just in a 3-way comparison, if you will.
Well, I mean, I'm not the person to ask because I'm like, I love DC. Brainwash me and give me every DC thing, and I will say it's amazing. And everyone's like, the DC movies suck, and I'm like, I will fight you.
Yeah, that was like, I thought that was really funny when we had Ian on the show, and like he brought up Wonder Woman, we were both like, no, it was all right, but he just immediately like just shit on it. It was like, no, it was bad. It's okay to admit it was bad. And
yeah, but then he also said Batman vs Superman was bad, and then I was like, no.
Yeah.
Batman vs Superman was good.
It was, yeah. Again, except for the whole like, yeah, our moms have the same name, we're best friends now. That was they could have tried to figure something else out, like maybe like an actual conversation instead of just a name triggers Batman to change his whole logic. I thought I was gonna hate Ben Affleck as Batman, but
I mean, we got the whole opening scene with Batman, and that was a super traumatic thing. Like, I don't know why is that upsetting to you? Like, it makes sense. His mom's name's Martha. He lost his parents at a young age. Now Superman is going to lose his mother after he's already lost his dad, and his mom just also happens to be named Martha. I mean, it's not like the creators of Batman vs Superman, when they were writing the movie, they were like, and we're gonna make her name Martha so that binds them together. No, that's been in the comics. That's not something new. They both had mothers named Martha.
Yes, but they didn't bond. They didn't bond over it in the comics, though. Like, that's not a reason that they bonded.
I'm not saying that that's a reason that they bonded. I mean, they both had like, I mean, the way that it goes, Batman has like a way to defeat Superman. He has a way to defeat like most of the heroes.
Yeah, pretty much anyone that he comes into contact with, he thinks of a worst case scenario.
Yes.
So that he's always got a contingency plan.
Right. But that's not the thing that got it started at the beginning, because
no, but you see, because it's his fight with General Zod and the way, and that's kind of like what happens.
That happens in Metropolis.
No, but like not only
what the fuck was Batman even doing in Metropolis? He had
a building. He wasn't Batman when he was there. He was Bruce Wayne checking on one of his other.
I mean, I know he wasn't he was Batman.
He was already. Batman, but he was there visiting his like sister, brother company, whatever that he had over there. And like he had workers that he knew that he was over there, and he saw like all that stuff unfold. And that's even something that happens in like Civil War II, when the general is showing everybody like, here's all this collateral damage that you guys leave behind every time you guys are doing your hero work. And that could be said like across the board. I sometimes used to like joke with some friends and be like, you know what? If heroes and villains did exist, construction workers would never go out of work because they'd just be fixing up shit left and right. But it's also true that, and I wouldn't necessarily blame the heroes about it, because the heroes aren't just flying through buildings willy-nilly. They're trying to.
Well, here's the thing. The caveat with that is that some of them, I would say, are to blame for things that happen. It's like one of those. It's a catch-22. It's like, thank God you're here, but also this is your fucking fault that this shit is happening. Some heroes are born out of necessity. Some heroes, because they're heroes, now attract the villains to them.
Yes, but like, when it comes to superpowered villains, like if you have like
Doomsday doesn't happen.
If you have a genius, if you have a genius intellect villain that's just doing messed up shit, fine, I'll give it to you. But if you have like a straight up super powered villain that's trying to do like world domination, that was always like in my head, that was always the argument against like anyone that want like in Civil War, when some people even wanted to side with Tony Stark. It'd be like, all right, leave it this way. Say that it's just like, they were just like, what if we come to a decision that you don't like? And he's like, then you retire. All right, let's say the entire Avengers retire. What are you going to do the next time some, cataclysmic event happens? Like, hey, can you guys help? Like, no. We retired because you guys didn't trust us. So now you guys figure it out. We're going to do like our own thing and just protect ourselves because you guys didn't care about what we were trying to do. And Cap, like I said, Cap had the perfect thing to say, like when the Scarlet Witch Wanda is like being upset. He's like, sometimes we can't save everyone. We try, but sometimes we can't. And if we can't live with that, next time around, maybe more people die. Like, and yeah, 100%. Governments or people in power are always just like, there's always that like margin for error. Even like in a regular, like in the place,
in the military.
well, not just that, like even in the place I work right now, they're just like, yeah, we expect like maybe like in a year, like 2% of people will get hurt. And it's like, well, obviously you would hope 0% of people wouldn't get hurt, but you prepare for it. And it's like heroes are just like, no, we're trying to make sure that we save everyone. Like that is the goal. We don't think like, well, maybe people will get hurt and it won't be a big deal, but like, yeah. So like when you put people in power, like Cap said, like people have agendas and agendas change. The Avengers and the heroes' agenda is always like, we're trying to save everyone every single time. Without a doubt, that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, but like, again, that's one thing with them. With when you're talking about like Avengers specifically. But okay, but here's the thing: if Thor is not on Earth, Loki doesn't come here to attack Earth. Loki wasn't like, what the fuck?
No, not true. If anything, Loki wanted to attack Earth because he thought that Thor wasn't going to be able to go anywhere, because at the end of the first movie, the Bifrost is destroyed. And Odin had to summon a shit ton of power, they say that in the movie, to be able to send Thor to Earth, because the Bifrost was broken by Thor at the end of the first Thor movie. So, like, for all you know, Loki could have been like, yeah, maybe he won't show up, and this is a good time to attack this place, attack Midgard.
Yeah, but Loki was like, he brings the Chitauri, but in Endgame, the Chitauri are once again here fighting.
Well, they were brought through the time portal.
Right. So then the Chitauri were sent by Thanos. So then that means that Loki at one point was aligned with Thanos, whether or not he knew it.
But Thanos was going to send them here regardless because he wanted the Tesseract, because it had the Space Stone in it. And the Tesseract was on Earth. So it's not Thor's fault that the Tesseract was on Earth. It had been on Earth for a while, because you see right at the beginning of Captain America, the first Avenger.
Yeah, but Loki had one also.
Oh, look, they gave him the scepter. That I always kind of think about, like, because they armed him with that. It's just like, did you guys not know that the Mind Stone was in here? Or was it Ultron that figured that out when he, like, he's at whatever that place is where I think Dr. Cho, and uses that laser to crack open the scepter, and then the Mind Stone comes out. So maybe they just didn't know they had it in there the whole time. But yeah. But moving on a little bit before we tangent too much right there. Do you have any maybe like dream movie or TV show adaptation for any hero, whether it hasn't been done or one that you just wish could be done better?
Besides the Fantastic Four?
Well, they are getting their reboot. I think Disney put out kind of like a small trailer that literally was just like, I think like 30, 45 seconds of just all the next movies of Marvel coming out. And the last one they threw out there was Fantastic Four. So,
I mean, I saw this snippet, or not even a snippet, it was a picture, and I don't even know if it's real or not, but I'm like, oh my God, if John Krasinski plays Reed Richards, I will shit my pants.
Yeah, at this point, I don't know that they could necessarily.
And again, at
cast.
this point, no more origin. It's like we've seen the origin twice already.
Yeah.
Don't give us an origin anymore.
I don't know that.
Just give us the established Fantastic Four.
I don't know that they could really cast anybody that I would be like against for playing like any of them. Like, it's just like pick whoever you want at this point. Like I don't care. Just make it make sense. Just make it good. Stop.
And don't give us Doctor.
Yeah, don't give us Doctor Doom again.
The fucking problem is that Doctor Doom is their biggest villain, and it's like that's the villain I want. But it's like you guys fucked it up twice already, so I don't want to see it again. But at the same time, it's like, God damn it, I want a good Doctor Doom.
But he is also often in like the comic series like a huge big bad for more than just like the Fantastic Four, even also for like the like Avengers and stuff. So
I'd almost be fine with it being another villain, and then at the end, the secret villain being like Doctor Doom is teaming up with somebody else, and they're gonna do some.
Well, so everyone's kind of hoping that the next phase of like Marvel will be leading like the same way that all of these movies led up to Thanos being the big bad. Everyone's hoping that Galactus will be the new big bad. So we'll see if they do that. I mean, there's plenty of like huge villain names to be able to. I think it'd be pretty badass to see a MODOK on the big screen for the MCU. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Nah, I could give two shits about that. I'd rather see more villains for Spider-Man.
Well, the Sinister Six are supposed to be in his new one, right?
I think
that's No Way Home. That's the new one.
Yeah.
So we'll see what they do with that. Before I talked about too, the only thing that the really truly, I mean, little things here and there that are upsetting to me. I will always knock the MCU for kind of destroying my hopes and dreams for a real Nova Corps, and at the very least, just the hero Nova who becomes a Guardian. Especially because I'm almost positive Nebula is never supposed to join the Guardians of the Galaxy, and now she's like a good guy. They got rid of Yondu almost immediately, but also like Yondu's like an archer for the Guardians, which would have just been, kind of, oh, here's another Hawkeye. So, but yeah, we lost Yondu. Mantis, they made like her power is cool as like the empath that she is, but beyond that, like she's not necessarily a fighter, and like you don't really see her like with a bunch of like gadgets, and she's supposed to kind of be a badass in the comics. So we'll see what they do with all of that. But yeah, right now definitely really excited for Black Widow. And
the one thing that I saw was that they fucked up Drax completely.
Yes, because they made him. They made Drax like a bitch, basically, compared to what he's actually supposed to be. Yes, I love Drax, but yeah, compared to what he's actually supposed to be, they made him a total like just slapstick. They said like at some point like Drax has actually like been able to like defeat Thanos by himself. He's supposed to have like, so both him and Gamora are supposed to have super strength. And in the movies, you do get to see glimpses of Gamora being able to show off her super strength. But Drax, no, they make him a total idiot. And it's just like his powers, he's got knives. And it's like, no, he's also super strong. And you guys just missed out on that completely, which I don't know why they necessarily had to nerf him. Because essentially, like Peter Quill and Rocket Raccoon are like the same. Neither one of them have powers. They both use gadgets and guns, and they're both like amazing pilots. The only one that really ended up kind of having like abilities was basically like Groot, and now like obviously Mantis. But Peter's have God. He's not originally though. Like in the comics, he is not Ego's son. Ego is like a big Marvel villain, but he is not Ego's son. And at this point, now that Ego's dead, he has no connection to being half God now, because the power that he could use had to be like it was at the center of like Ego's core as like the planet, and now it's like gone. So, but yeah, no, like because the Green Lantern Corps and the Nova Corps were basically like polar opposites, or not polar opposites, but like one was DC and one was Marvel. So yeah, I am a little upsetty spaghetti that they did that, and I'm hoping that eventually the Green Lanterns are completely fixed in the DC
But there's like so many, like now, like thinking about it, like there are so many teams in Marvel versus DC.
Yes,
there's
there's
X-Men,
X-Men.
Fantastic Four, the fucking X-Force. There's fucking
Well, X-Force is still mutants. So you still have the X-Men, or basically the mutants. Then you have the Inhumans,
The
who are mutants.
Avengers.
Then you have the Eternals, then the Avengers. And I have no idea. I don't know
You
if the
said the Nova Corps. That's another one.
yeah, the Nova, but the Nova Corps is really just based off, like, you just have the main one, but yeah, then you see like a bunch of the other ones, because the Nova Corps is that helmet, and then they all have the same abilities. Like, it gives them, well, I mean, the same thing with the Green Lantern Corps. The Green Lantern Corps also has the same
I mean,
abilities.
the only ones that I can think of off the top of my head for DC is like the Teen Titans, the Justice League, and the Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah, and that's it.
Well, I know that there's a few more.
I don't think, yeah, and I don't think they have any
the
type
Legion.
of the only no, wasn't Legion Marvel?
No, the ones that have the ring with the L. That's DC.
Oh yeah,
They're
yeah,
from
but
the future.
yeah. As far as I know, DC has no like mutants or like a bunch of people that get infected by something, or have, and then like again, like you have the X-Men, the Inhumans, or like the Eternals and stuff like that. However, Static Shock is part of the DC universe, and in that one, at the very least, you have the Bang Babies. So like, but I mean, besides like the couple episodes where Static Shock and the Justice League crossover,
Well, they call them metahumans. There's like a lot of metahumans in
but
DC.
that's just, they just say that for like people that have superpowers. And then if you watch Young Justice, which you should, I love that show. The Reach, an alien race, is trying to weaponize the metagene, which is basically like, if like certain humans will have the metagene, and if you expose them to high levels of stress or like pain, it's supposed to activate, and then they develop a power. But
So that's kind of like having the mutant gene, but
kind
it's a
of,
dormant
but
mutant gene.
that's kind of, again, but that's only in Young Justice. As far as I know, I don't think that was ever like canon in the comics. Which, speaking of which, I do want to visit another comic shop soon.
We can go tomorrow.
We can, but I'm so afraid of spending so much money. But anyways,
we can go tomorrow because we have to get stuff anyway.
moving
so we
on
can
to
go
try to
tomorrow.
wrap things up. We didn't get to do it last time, so Junior, quickly, let's hit my movie review.
So like 3 weeks ago at this point now,
Yeah, at this point.
I asked you to watch, was it See No Evil, Hear No Evil?
Yes, hilarious. Gene Wilder.
And Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor, that guy, I was just like, I couldn't think of his fucking name, but yeah, Richard Pryor. Definitely go watch it. Again, I told you, I enjoyed it. I loved it. I feel like
another movie together.
they missed out on so many moments to like make other jokes. It's a blind guy and a deaf guy just getting into shenanigans and solving.
I mean, more than
murder.
that, they're like framed for a murder in
Yeah, they're
essence.
framed for murder, and then they're trying to clear their name, basically.
Yes,
but
one guy only heard the murder, and the other guy didn't even see the murder. So.
no, yeah, he saw the woman that did the murdering walking away, so he only saw her from behind.
Yes.
The best legs I've ever seen.
Yes. It's really, really funny movie.
I give it an 8 out of 10. I loved it. What did IMDb give it?
I'm gonna say you probably went a little bit higher than
What they gave it, really?
Probably.
Just for like for
It's
its
from 1989.
yeah, from its time.
Yeah, it got a 6.9, so basically
Oh,
a
wow.
7.
So 7, 8 out of 10. All right. What's my next one on my agenda?
Let's see here. How about? Well, see, I was gonna give you The Devil All the Time, but you went and watched it already.
Yeah, it was awesome.
The Professor and the Madman.
The Professor. Okay.
Yes.
Where can I watch it? Where can the audience watch along with me?
I'd have to double check.
I'll
Probably
just stream it
Hulu.
somewhere.
I
The Professor.
don't know off the top of my head. You can watch it on nothing.
Cool. Sounds good.
We're gonna have to rent it. Yeah, The Professor and the Madman.
All right. And then what's the last thing we normally do? Because, like you said, it's been a couple episodes since we did.
We usually do the question of the week.
Oh yeah, do you have that set up? I don't even know what the last one was.
I think the last question of the week was, who would you recast in a role, any movie?
Oh, and
any
that's what
role?
sparked the episode that we did a couple weeks ago.
Time isn't a factor. No, that was the question that I asked on last week's episode.
You did ask that?
Yes.
But I answered. Did you get any answers back from anyone or no?
No.
Oh no. All right. Well, so
I don't even remember who you told me.
I don't even remember who I told you either. Last week is a blur. Not because I drank, just because I'm depressed.
Everything's a
What's this week's question then?
blur.
Or did you not have one prepared?
What? No, hold on. No. What is a book that you would want to see turned into a movie that you're like, holy shit, this book was really good and I wish it would turn this into a movie?
Oh God. Reaching into my book knowledge. Well, so I think Artemis Fowl recently did get
I haven't seen it
that
yet.
movie that came out.
Yes.
I haven't seen it either.
I heard it did really bad.
Oh, okay, never mind that. But there was that.
I do want to watch it
because
still, though.
thinking back into like the books I used to read, that was like one of the ones, and then Aragon, but Aragon tanked horribly. Mm-hmm. If they ever wanted to redo that, they could probably do better now.
They also tanked on a series of unfortunate events until Netflix picked it up. And
Yeah,
made
the
a
Netflix
series out of
original
it.
was good. I liked it.
Yeah, Jim Carrey's version didn't do well.
So those are all books that I used to read. Captain Underpants already got its own animated. I still haven't seen that, and I don't know why, because Kevin Hart is Gerald. It sounds hilarious. I don't book wise.
I mean, there's like tons of books that have been turned into movies that I didn't even know were.
You know what would
books
actually be really
originally.
cool, even though I haven't really read any of them? Probably, like, they made a movie, Dungeons and Dragons, if you remember it. It had one of the Wayans brothers in it playing the character
Marlon.
Snail.
Marlon
Marlon Wayans played Snail. If they did one of, like, their storybooks, like, as a movie, again, now with the way we can do everything, I think those would be fantastic. Also, I super want to get into like more D&D.
Also, we should
and
just
role-playing.
watch that movie again.
Yes, I'm
I
down
do
for it.
believe that there was a second and even maybe a third Dungeons and Dragons movie.
I'm assuming but if
But
it's
we only
not
watched
well
the
known,
first one.
probably didn't do that well. But yeah, so I would love for that to happen.
But anyways, guys, let us know in the comments, as well as you can DM
if
me
you guys have read books, please.
at pops.maniac, as well as nerdy.bros.inc. On Instagram. Tito, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at BanditoTito93. Guys, don't forget to look at the merch on
yes.
the podcast Instagram. Help us out and always reach out, DM me, talk to me about anything, maybe correct us on anything we've said that we didn't say correctly or we got something wrong. Love to hear from you guys as always. Anything to add at the end there?
Yeah, no. Thanks for listening, guys. Have a good week.
All right, guys. Bye.